The gods will only help those who dare to act. Ever since I was a little six-digit player, starting out, being very good at aiming and having my pitfalls in streaming, I've had one main goal: get on the world stage for the 5-digit World Cup. And now you may be thinking, oh, that's lame, you're gonna be a D ranker. But to me, this has been everything. And this video series, I really want to make it my authentic journey to reach this goal. Hello, chat. This is me, Aoyua, the person who you just heard at the start of the video. And so I kind of thought that the easiest way for me to tell what I've done this week, is by playing Osu while talking to you guys. Sometimes you might just see the tab out. That's just because I'm looking at some stats and stuff. And there'll probably be a couple jump cuts, but let me just hop straight into it. So this week was a little bit slower when it comes to my tapping, right? Because one of the main things that I want to work on if I want to make the 5WC team is making sure that I'm not completely tapping capped on these maps, right? Because a lot of times on Hard Rock 1, you're going to see these maps that are just very, very tapping intensive. And the aim, you can be perfect at aim. If you don't have that tapping skill, you're not actually going to be able to play it. And obviously you could just mash through it. And with the extra turning nerves, that's even more likely. But when it's 200 BPM and you're on the world stage, it's really hard for you to rely on mashing. And even then, it's good to have the tapping ability so that you can be more confident in yourself to actually hit those notes in practice and not just be on a prayer that you're going to hit it during the match itself. So a big thing that I need to focus on is tapping, right? And something that I didn't do this week was focus as much on tapping, right? I only had one tapping session, that was today. And so that's something that I do need to work on because there's only 2 months, right? I only have 2 months. So, like, if this is weekly, you're only gonna see about 10 of these videos. And so I think it's important to kind of realize that I'm on a limited time here. So one of the big things that I did this week was I was able to play a AR7 map, which also comes down to a lot of the low AR sessions that I had this week. I went very hard on low AR, and I actually worked very hard to make it kind of serviceable, right? And one of the big scores that I got was 500k on an AR 7.3, right? A lot of times we hear, right, like, you know, AR 7.3, we get scared. But the thing about that map is it's very, very easy once you have it memorized. I did, in match, get like 4 times the score that I got prior, which I'll post on screen, probably on top of the gameplay. And so that's one of the big things that I needed to focus on, was just that low AR aspect, and my SAP actually went really high because of that. Actually gained a lot of SIP, which is very nice. And then I also worked a lot on alt, actually. I had one big day dedicated to alt, and in the middle of everything I kind of played a lot of alt as well, unfortunate. I talk about playing alt and then I miss on the alt pattern. So I think it's time to get into some of the struggles that I've had, because I've had a pretty decent week, I'd say. Dropping very good score on Nomad 1 in my quals, which is my best skill set. Not my quals, in my scram lobby. And also just like being able to do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do before. Obviously that's amazing and everything, but however, next week I need to go harder on the fingers. And I think next week also is gonna be a lot easier because it's break, right? I'm gonna have 2 weeks where it's just break time. Yeah, I talked about being good at alt. Oh, but it's AR6. Okay, you can't really blame me. Good at low AR. Alright, well, yeah, I think one of the other important things is my DT1. I think I do need to focus a little bit on DT. And then, so just looking at my uploads for this week, this switches me like every time that I complete a session, I upload it to YouTube. I have my content. I have 2 hours here, like 2 hours there, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 9, 10 and a half. Okay, call it 9. Call it, yeah, call it 9, 10 and a half hours of just OC gameplay this week. Which is very good. And I'm very, very happy with that, right? Um, I think I need more. So I have limited time. Okay, and then going to the struggles, because I didn't actually talk about the struggles, right? So one of the big things that I'm having to deal with is my mental is telling me that I'm not good enough, right? Okay, what the hell are these patterns? That just totally ruins the ambiance. Now, one of the troubles that I've been having recently is that I feel like my mental is kind of stopping me from thinking that I'm good enough for making the team. And I've been improving, right? I've been setting really good scores, but is that really enough, right? Like dropping 500k on 6.8, right? Like, is that really enough to make C team, right? Which is the realistic goal. Obviously, like B team would be ideal. Um, I think also I've been practicing pools, and like other stuff like that. It's really hard to just focus on tapping. And also, I think I do need to tell myself that I have enough time. I have enough time to improve my tapping. I have enough time. I think that the most important thing that I have to tell myself over these next 2 weeks is that I have enough time. I do. I really do. And to me, right, this means a lot, right? Making this video, sharing it with people, and for myself too. Looking back at this moment and thinking, what the hell was he thinking? But also, he's crazy, and I like that. To me, right, I've said this before, this means everything in OSU right now. So, I do have enough time, and I will improve my tapping. And there will be many days where I will improve my tapping and where I will get better. And I hope for all of you to be along for the journey. Thank you.